I was introduced to Tom Huffman, who was the creator. And he started having me go to all the meetings. I was the one who pitched the show. When we went and filmed the little sizzle, I was the only cast member that went to all the stations. I was the only one that was in those meetings. Shaunie wasn't even there. It was me and Tom, yeah.
Wait, so when the show was being developed, Royce Reed, you were a part of developing the show?
Yes. I was the only cast member that went to all those meetings. I even have on my Facebook, I have a whole like gallery when I was at all the stations taking pictures. Like, this is cool. Yeah, I met with all the heads. Yeah.
Were you also in the pitch meetings? And
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I did those meetings. She wasn't even there. Her best friend was there. It was me, Tom, and like her best friend. Nobody else from the cast.
So throughout this pitching process, I never heard this story before.
I know.
Oh.
You wouldn't. Even though I've said it many times. I've talked about it, but you know, it's always like.
When you were pitching with Tom Hoffman, where was Shaunie O'Neal throughout this process?
They would call her on the phone, like after the meetings. But I think she was like doing another show. I think that's also when they had like their own show.
Shaunie and Shaq.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think that was around that time. So.
Interesting. Yeah. So when the show got picked up, you knew instantly, I'm assuming. You knew when the show got picked up.
I knew like how many stations even asked for it. It was I want to say it was around like 8.
8 networks wanted Basketball Wives.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know one that was like big was the CW, but it didn't end up doing that one.
So when you got the call that the show was picked up, did you know who the entire cast were then?
No, the only ones that filmed the sizzle was Erica, Evelyn, Jen. I want to say maybe Susie. She might have been there. I have a picture. But we were at like this bar or something and we were just like talking. I remember the sizzle actually being really like bad. Like it was so fake. It just didn't seem like any of us were real friends because I didn't know them. But I think, you know, I know how to sell a show, obviously. But I mean, I was in there and they were asking all the questions. I was giving them all the right answers. And
is there a reason you didn't ask for a producer credit? You didn't know?
I didn't know.
You didn't know too? You didn't know too. Is it safe to say that you're one of the creators of Basketball Wives?
I would say so.
Because you put everything together.
Yep. I sold the show.
You sold the show. You sold the show and you stole the show. Well, the show was stolen from you, allegedly.